This is Dr. David Herzog, clinical psychologist and yoga teacher. For the Technology of You, here to speak with you about fear and ignorance. Quite a pair. Quite a deadly pair. And the truth is, if you're living in fear, you're living in ignorance. They go hand in hand. When you live in a place of fear, you are in a state of sympathetic nervous system dominance, that fight or flight state. And when you're in that fight or flight state, you're just looking for threats of danger. It's that primitive reptilian brain. And when you're in that state, you're not able to truly connect to and access what you know. So here's an example. Have you ever been taking a test, an exam, and you're nervous because there's some weight to this exam and how you do, and you go into it, or you may just lean towards test anxiety, and you read the question on the test, and you can't think that you know that you know the answer, but in that moment you can't access it, and maybe you just skip it and continue with the test and go back, and then having calmed down a bit after answering a few questions successfully, you go back to that question and, oh yeah, I know the answer to that. Because you've calmed down and you're more in your parasympathetic nervous system, so you're smarter. You can access your knowledge base when you're in a calmer state. When you are in that heightened state of fear, of panic, you're ignorant. You are not able to access what you know. You're in a state of ignorance. And right now, being in a state of ignorance, fear and ignorance, it's a deadly pair, because it can lead you to make choices in your fear, living in fear, that aren't that smart. And even if you are able to live with fear but not live in it, be able to manage it, because we all experience it. It's what we do with it that matters. If we're able to just sit with it and not be overwhelmed by it, then we can stay in a place of connection to what we know and to move more intelligently, connect to our intelligence. And if we are practicing that, we still may be witnessing those around us who are not. We can have an impact not just on ourselves, but on the world around us by living with the fear but managing it. Connecting to our intelligence, and in doing so, we remain strong, and also that vibration impacts the environment around you. An example, In a lab, if you put 2 heart cells in a petri dish, and one heart cell is beating a little bit on the weak side, and another one is beating a little bit more on the strong side, the weak heartbeat will entrain to the healthy heartbeat. In the same way, the more of us practicing being connected to our intelligence, our strength, sitting with the fear, and moving with intelligence, we can impact others and impact the community towards moving out of fear and moving and living with our intelligence.